All right, what's going on? It's Brandon, Ballistic Beats, BLysticProductions, back with another one. As you've seen, and you probably already knew, the MPC Key 37 is now out, and of course I had to get one. If not just for content, I'd be getting all of them for some reason. I don't know why, the one I didn't get was the X, and I really didn't have a want for the X like ever. Because it's so big, of course I see why people want it. It is the flagship. It got like crazy ins and outs, and I might need one since I use all my synths and stuff, and it'll probably work best to be able to be more of a control center for everything. But the way I work and the way I produce, I just haven't got around to that one yet. And maybe when the next flagship or the next X or whatnot come out, I might look into that one. I may or may not get rid of some of the other ones by then, but we'll see. But yeah, I literally just unboxed this. You probably saw some of that, but I'm turning it on for the first time, and we'll go through getting all set up and whatnot. MPC OS is coming up. Welcome to MPC. Definitely a first screen there. Please connect your MPC to the internet. Let's go. And we got the startup screen with select a demo and all that. I haven't done this yet. This might piss some of y'all off, but all right, so we in there now. Empty project. I gotta go into the menu, preferences, get my Wi-Fi or my Wi-Fi all set up, you know. Thinking about it. Just thinking about it. Still thinking about it. There we go. We connected first try. That is cool. I need to log into my InMusic. There we go. Give me a QR code to easily sign in there from my phone. Now I need to activate all my plugins. And I'm just putting this in here because a lot of people haven't used any of the other MPCs, and this is some of the first things that you're going to want to do when you get one. Activate my Mini D Jura Flavor Pro. Those were the ones I had to pay for. Maximum simultaneous activations. I ain't seen that. Typically for the other MPCs, you would want to use like a SSD or something to install the plugins on. But with this most recent update, they added it to where you can install stuff on the internal drive. I wouldn't save like personal projects on that internal drive, but the plugins and whatnot like that, I would use that for that because you don't need that on external drives at all. So now it's downloading each one of my plugins. I'll show you that. Oh, I think I can't use my Mini D, Jura, and Flavor Pro because those are paid plugins, and I have them activated on my Key 61 and my Live, which that sucks. I think I'm gonna deactivate it on my Live for now because I know I'll be using this for a little bit. I guess that helps if anybody question like if you can buy the plugins and use them on multiple devices. Safe to say that 2 is the max devices that you can use those plugins on. All right, so I deactivated them on my Live, and it activated them on the Key 37 now. And it's taking its time. I ain't gonna wait for that right now. All right, so let's go to this main screen here. Look like hype is already on there. One thing about this, it doesn't have a SSD drive on the bottom, like under, you know, the internal SSD option. So got to get used to using flash drives and SD cards again, which it's not my thing for producing, but got to do what you got to do. They did use floppy disks and stuff back in the day, so can't complain too much about a SD or a flash drive. Okay, so yeah, I like that load button right at the top. I ain't got to double click or go in the menu. Guess I'll use hype today. Try some hype pianos. Not plucky. Fabric piano just popped in. Keyboard control. Yeah, you know, we even gotta learn how to play and stuff these days. Who does that? We got technology, bro. Technology over talent all day. No, I'm super kidding. I'm trying to piss people off. It's the perfect amount of keys. I will say that. If it had 4 gigs of RAM, I would probably consider getting rid of the 61. But that extra RAM in there does make these plugins load a lot snappier. I haven't run into a snag yet, but I know this has the 2 gigs, just like the Live 2. And using all the Jura and the newer Fabric stuff and Mini D and stuff, they take like 10-15 seconds to load each sound. So if you just in a loop going and trying to make something and you switch the sound and you just hitting the button and it's not coming, it's like, bro, that could really take you out of it. Let's see, 4 bars. I'm gonna leave it at 4 bars for this. This is just something quick. Try that again, something. Might be completely different. Okay. Next track. Sound. Okay, we got more loaded in here now. Not my favorites though. Let's try electric piano. Just whatever, man. Track 3. We got Fabric XL in here now. But I'm gonna record it. turn that down some. And I'm gonna still go to the next track, back in fabric, back in pads, and do, oh shoot, I messed it up. And do another one. I guess we can mess with some drums. I'm gonna go in Ballistic, and I'm using my Remedy kick. I'm using my Remedy drum kit, and link in the description. I'm gonna have a new kit coming soon also, but go ahead and get that Remedy. Crispy. Let's get that note repeat latched on the hi-hat. Take off full level for a second so I could get it how I want it. Turn down that open hi-hat. I'm full level on now for my kick and snare. Put some on that snare, throw in my effects, and choose a reverb. Woo. I've been feeling that reverb lately. Guess I'll use a Remedy 808. For that, I'm gonna go to Program, Edit, Samples, choose the 808, and then hit this little keyboard plus at the top. And that spread it out. Add another snare. Add some distortion to that 808. Hey, that's it. So who do I think the Key 37 is for? To me, most people, if you have a Live 2 or a Key, well actually, let's go do this. If you have a Key 61 and you love it, you already know how it is. So you might want a Key 37 also, because you're not gonna take your Key 61 a lot of places. I say that back in the day, we had to. I remember dragging around my Phantom X6, and that thing was heavy. And I know some people drug around stuff that was even heavier than that. But those were like heavy. Like the 61 ain't even heavy. Those things, they was built like tanks, like metal all the way through and whatnot. So if you don't mind taking the Key 61 or something with you, or X or whatever, that's you. But if you're gonna have like a Live 2 and you need a keyboard anyway, because you not just sample based and you like making melodies and playing with chords and stuff, this would be perfect. I have a Arturia KeyStep Pro, which is like 37 keys, and the Live, and taking those together, trying to whether throw it in a bag or in the car or whatever, and then you got to remember the MIDI cables or the USB cables and things like that, it can get to be kind of a hassle to take around. Like you might start getting lazy and not produce to your fullest because you don't want to take all these different things together. With this, even the internal synths are enough to either finish a beat or get a really good idea of how you want the beat to be. Like I have analog synths and stuff here that sometimes if a beat is gonna be like something that I'm super proud of and I made it on something else, then you can go back in and just drop analog sounds over the same tracks, or copy the MIDI from one track and mute it and go to another track and update the sounds or make the sounds bigger or whatnot. But just to be able to take a full production center with you, and you always got the sampling going into it, that's kind of a big deal, and it's kind of dope that they did this. One of my biggest gripes is the color, which now that I have it, it actually looked pretty cool and it's different. But I always wear like black tees and gray and dark army green colors and stuff. Like I'm just into like minimalistic dark colors. So this is just bring a different feeling or whatever. Even just playing it, even though my beat is calm, it's like it feels different. And that might sound crazy to y'all, but it does. And the reason to have so many things, I got a push back here and Ableton and FL Studio and Logic and MPC Key 61, the old MPC 2000 XL. All these things do the same thing for the most part. It's just depend on how you feel that day. Like you might be in the mood to hit some pads. You might be in the mood to click in some notes. You might just have an idea and want to carry that out. And if you can't play it, it might be easier to use a software that you can do it. If you know you got to do a lot of note or key looking up and use your chord programs and scaler and all that kind of stuff, like to get that kind of idea out, you might want to use a software. And if you feel like being hands-on, which is a lot of time for me, and just do whatever comes out, any of these are good for you. Again, one of the biggest problems is probably the 2 gigs of RAM. That might be a deal breaker for some, but if you use the older MPC 1, the older Live 2, even the X, all those have 2 gigs of RAM. They just started doing the 4 gigs of RAM with like the Key 61 and the XSE and all that stuff, and like the 1 Plus. So for $8.99, you really getting a whole lot for this. Like you're getting something that does more than the MPC Live 2 and more than the old MPC 1. So just the fact that it has the chord modes and the keyboard control, like you can transpose it in a better way than just using the transpose thing, like having the key snap or go to whatever key you want is like you can easily come up with some creative ideas that way. I'm just talking off the dome though. Let me see, just real quick. This ain't like a introspective test or nothing. I'm gonna go to Mini D on a new track and just go in and try to load up a sound real quick. synth, classic brass. A lot of pressure. Furry pad. It's immediate so far. Let me go out of Mini D and go into Jura Pad Sprite Red Sweep. And I already got a beat going. Like my beats are about that much anyway, so I don't need like 80 tracks for beats or whatnot. So it's actually loading faster than the MPC Live 2 was for me when I made a beat yesterday. I don't know. It might have 2 gigs of RAM and it might be straight. I'm not telling you that it won't hiccup on you here and there. Okay, low memory. Okay, so there we go. Now I just opened another one. I opened the fabric strings on top of that and I actually got a low memory. This is in real time, you see. I'm learning it and trying to test the limits. It's a low memory message that says, save project now or you may lose unsaved progress. It's probably because each one of those instruments are being stored in the memory because I didn't close them out and whatnot. And you can purge, or I just hit OK. So I ain't gonna push it no more. First beat on the MPC Key 37. But I got a lot of the thoughts out. Let me know any questions y'all have and videos you want to see. I know I always say that, and I've been kind of hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Do that now for me. It helps. Oh, if you want one of these, you want a MPC Key 37, there is a Zounds link in the description. It'll cost the same amount for you, but it will help me, and that will help me make more videos and go deeper into content and things like that too. Like the motivation, the extra finances to get new things to make videos on and whatnot. And to take that financial investment, it would help a lot. So yeah, have affiliate links for Zounds for music gear. I built my whole studio through Zounds. And your got Amazon stuff too from just like cameras and lights and stuff like that. But all right, yeah, back to it.